that means, good job, by the way, Steven, pick 21. We are going
21.
to number 22 now, where David is picking for division rival, the Baltimore Ravens. And dare I say, are we in for a shocker here, David?
We are, and I'm so disgusted by it because it's going to look like I'm shitting on the Ravens because I'm a Browns fan, but I'm not, and there's some thinking behind it. So let's just get into this shocker, right? So pick 22 of this wonderful draft process. The Baltimore Ravens select Will Levis.
Cast by 90.
And yikes. And the only way I could justify this is if we're still unsure of Lamar Jackson. Because if we know where he's going or where he's staying, this pick is incredibly different. This pick's probably going to be incredibly different because Will Levis isn't going to fall to 22, I don't think. I
agree with you there.
If one of the 4 quarterbacks falls to 22 and Lamar Jackson's status is still up in the air, I don't know how you don't draft him if you're Baltimore. It would take them a lot of willpower to not draft, especially a quote-unquote big, strong quarterback like Will Levis who, can play in the AFC North and, has been battle-tested in the SEC. You can go through that BS all you want. At 22, there's a top 4 quarterback on the board. I don't know how Baltimore doesn't select him. If I had my way and I knew where Lamar Jackson was going, this would have been a much easier pick. If Lamar stays, I'm guessing they go cornerback at this pick. But again, with the way that our draft fell, I just felt like I don't know how you have the willpower if you're Baltimore to pass up on the QB here when you're unsure of where yours is ever going to end up.
So, comment and a question. So, I'll start with the question first. If in this world that Will Levis is available at 22 and he's falling, did you consider instead, because you know how when guys fall, it's like you're allergic to drafting them, did you consider going Hendon Hooker here that some people actually have much higher, and instead, because he kind of fits with the quarterbacks they have in that room, albeit Tyler Huntley, Anthony Brown. Did you think about that at all?
I really didn't. It's a solid thought, but again, if that's what Baltimore is going for, they could probably trade down, collect assets, and still get Hendon Hooker. So I think in real world, I think Baltimore's taking a cornerback here, but in loss of down world, I don't know how they pass on Will Levis here.
In comment was, I feel like Will Levis to the Ravens feels like you close your eyes and go back in time 15, 20 years, and it's Kyle Bowler all over again.
Yeah.
That's what it feels like to me.
Yes. That's what I hope for. Now,
you said if Lamar stays, you see them picking up a cornerback. Why not picking up one of these wide receivers? Say that a Quentin Johnson fellows. I know a Jalen Hyde is still there on a board from Tennessee. After all this, dilemma of the wide receiver position, why not draft him another wide receiver on top of after getting Odell?
So I like that pick, or like that idea, thought, whatever we're going to call it. I thought about that. I thought about maybe Addison here. I thought about a wide receiver here, but this draft, and we've said it a couple times, this draft is really deep at receiver. And so if you're Baltimore, you can grab one of the better cornerbacks on the board now. As we saw with Baltimore last season, their corners have fallen off a bit. Humphrey's still Humphrey, but Marcus Peters, I'm just not. There's a fall off in the rest of that cornerback room, and you need to go out and you need to get some replacements now that are young and cheap. And if you just paid Lamar Jackson, emphasis on the cheap. So I thought about receiver, but you can go out and get a good receiver in round 2. So I think that the cornerback was going to be their priority in real life.
If you guys are still with us, and you've probably been trying to drink every time you heard Will Levis's name brought up on here, you mercifully are done with that. We promise we will not bring his name up again. So congratulations. And now, thank you, David, once again. But we are going to pick 23